Good morning. I'm very honored to have with me as my guest today at the coffee table, Marine Raymond Miller. Raymond, good morning to you, and thank you for taking the time to join us here at the coffee table.
Thank you.
Raymond, let's first learn a little bit about you. Tell us, prior to you joining the Marines, a little bit about yourself. Where did you grow up? Tell us a little bit about your history.
I was born in Paradise, Kansas, where the Angels live. I went to school with John and Garnet Angel, and when I was in the fourth grade, I was kind of sweet on a girl, and she asked me if I had to go to war, what would I be, and I told her the Marine Corps. And when I turned 19, I joined the Marine Corps, and so I joined Salina, Kansas, and I went to California, San Diego, and boot camp. And after I graduated from boot camp, I was stationed at Barstow, California, at Nebo base, at the repair and supply depot. I was there for almost 2 years, and I was in the MPs, and got transferred up to Yerba Buena. That's off of Treasure Island. That's a naval prison up there, and I was going to be a prison chaser. And 13 days later, that was June the 25th of 1950, the North Korean invaded South Korea, and transferred out to Camp Pendleton, and they put me in Able Company, 1st Battalion, 5th Marines.
What was your responsibility with Able Company?
I was a VAR man.
And for us that don't know, VAR is what?
Browning automatic rifle, and it weighed 20 pounds. It's been a long time. And, I was at Camp Pendleton, I think around 13 days, and got aboard the ship Henrico and headed for Korea. And the Henrico could not keep up with the ship, with the rest of the convoy. We pulled into San Francisco, and they worked on the ship several times. I've been back and forth under the Golden Gate Bridge more times than I've been over the top of it. They finally found a pair of Navy pants and a turban on the ship. So we headed for Korea. I landed in Korea August the 3rd, 1950.
Now, when you entered into Korea, that was at the Trojan Reservoir area?
No, I landed at Pusan. We had several firefights. So one of the places where I was wounded twice on the same hill was the old Bonga Ridge, and I was knocked out for a little 24 hours. And a month and a half later, we had to take the hill again, and the next time I was hit my right leg and went back to the bean patch, and then we got aboard ship and landed at Incheon, and my objective was Cemetery Hill. We took that and went on into Incheon, the city of Incheon, and then Kippel Air Base, and started into Seoul, and they decided that somebody else would take that. So we got aboard ship and went around to the east side of the Korea. We landed at Hagam, got aboard trucks and went up to the east side of the Chosin Reservoir. Ate Thanksgiving Day on the east side, and 2 days later the Army relieved us. But when we was on the east side, we was on patrol, and we'd stop, and we just had a feeling that we was being watched, but we didn't see anybody. But yeah, we moved after the Army relieved us on the east side. We moved around to the west side of the Chosin Reservoir to Udomni, and we no more got off the trucks, and 120,000 Chinamen hit us, 15,000 of us. And
they literally had you surrounded at that time.
Yes, there was 12. They said there was 12 Chinese divisions, but they hit the army on the east side of the reservoir, and then they also hit the Army on the West Coast.
Mr. Miller, you said there was 120,000 Chinese. How many U.S. soldiers were there at the time?
Well, there was 15,000 of us.
Up against 120,000
Yes.
Chinese. Wow.
And it turned cold.
Cold. I mean, we're not talking just a few. It was frigid. It was dangerously cold.
Yes, it was 35 degrees below zero, the biggest percent of the time. It was at one time it was recorded 60 degrees below zero, but the wind chill factor was 75 degrees below zero. From Udomni to Coterie, it was cloudy, snowing, blowing, and colder than cold.
You're not just facing 120,000 Chinese soldiers. Now you're also battling 35 degrees below temperatures and snow and blowing, and in some ways that was more hazard than the soldiers themselves.
Yeah, there was no place. They talk about warming tents. I never saw a warming tent, and I froze my feet. My toenails are in bad shape. My toes are.
So you had frostbite on both your feet.
Yes. Frostbite several times, and it was one time when the column was stopped coming out, and I laid in the snow looking for who was trying to shoot at us, and I didn't see anybody. And when I got up, when the column started to move again, I got up and joined the column again, and my feet was in bad shape because frostbite several times, and it just, and now all those injuries have come back.
Mr. Miller, we don't want to finish our story because you're going to tell this story at the high school 1 week from today, in that morning. And by the way, everybody is certainly invited to come and hear Mr. Miller speak. What a harrowing experience, and it seems like saying thank you for your service just seems so not enough, but we do extend our gratitude for you and everybody in what they say is one of the toughest battles in U.S. history in terms of condition and everything involved there, and you did endure that, and we say thank you for that.
Of the major battles the Marine Corps has been in, the First World War is Belleau Wood, and the Second World War is Iwo Jima, and in Korea, the Chosin Reservoir was the worst of all of them because of the cold, and 15,000 of us against 120,000.
Let me say, Mr. Miller, we are so looking forward, first, to meet you when you come to Norton. Secondly, to hear your story when you come to Norton, and treating you to a great deer hunt while you're here. How's that?
Yes, the only great thing about the Battle of Chosin Reservoir is the only reason I'm here is by the grace of God.
Amen.
God was with me all the way, and I have a precious wife with me too.
Well, Mr. Miller, thank you. Appreciate you taking the time to talk to us this morning here at the coffee table, and we certainly look forward to meeting you next Wednesday at Stoll Gymnasium here at the high school. Thank you, Mr. Miller.
Thank you.